At the moment we are sitting, we are conscious of sitting, conscious of talking, conscious of hearing, conscious of becoming. That consciousness is with us throughout. Whether we know it or not, whether we recognize it or not, whether we understand it or not, without that nothing comes out of us. So take out that activity and what we are. That is the real home. So in order that the mind is pooled, and this consciousness is represented by the name. So when we are conscious of chanting, the name itself becomes a form of consciousness. That is why Papa keeps on hammering that chanting with the right perspective will become, that is, name is God, God is consciousness and name is God. So on the 17th Mahasamadhi day of Pujya Swamiji's inspiring life and mission, exemplary life. So many things come to our mind. But what we need is what will push me in my sadhana. So these two words, all of us are trying to go back to our real home. We were not aware. Pujya Swamiji said, all of us are trying to go back to our real home. And then we should go, we try, but we are not reaching anywhere. That means so many things which we have put on ourselves, concepts, so many restrictions or disciplines. So we try to remove one by one, just to go to Him as naked as you started. So these two words on this day we will remember intensely and then pray to Him. You were able to keep up that silence. Most 90% of your daily life was that you were dwelling on that silence. Kindly bless us with the inner silence so that we can capture the presence of the consciousness which you have elaborately explained. And then the moment we realize, it stays with us, it will not go, because every time we become conscious of it. So whenever the mind doubts, all that we have to do is to remember you, Swamiji. How passively, how serene, sober, you are handling everything, you are replying everything. That means when once is established in the consciousness, in the silence, the stillness, all these things become a natural thing, not a trained one. It becomes a second nature. That much you have made us to understand about you. Now you are residing in our mind in the form of remembrance, the Shanta Murti. So kindly bless us to have some taste, some percentage of that what you have got. And prompt us from within to hold on to it steadfastly. This is our prayer on your 17th Mahasamadhi day. Today we also have the Mauna session. Yesterday in the satsang session we had elaborately touched upon the various sessions that are going on. All of us are active. So to sit quiet, it may be a little difficult. It will not become natural. So that is why Papa prompted us to have 4 or 5 sitting session, 2 walking session, 1 seva session, 1 writing of the mantra session, and then reflection. So that though we may not be talking, immediately after the flower offering, it starts until 5 o'clock we don't talk to anybody, open our mouth, so that we are shutting off one outlet for our interaction with the world outside. And the 5 sitting session, one can be in the form of hearing mental chanting, second can be watching our thoughts, third can be watching our breath, fourth will be watching the sense organs, how do they work. How does the ear hear? Where from the power comes? Something like that. So like that, 5 sessions. And in walking session, because we have to be active also. Every step when we take, we become conscious of. Every time during the sitting session, we become otherwise we will not be able to observe. Mental chanting means consciousness. Watching the breath means consciousness. Watching the thought means consciousness. Watching the functions of our sense organs means consciousness. While walking, how does the right leg goes up, the left leg supports? How does the left leg goes up, the right leg? So consciousness again, otherwise we will not be able. How does the earth help us to do that? How it is still, that is why the movement is possible. Movement is possible because there is a movement-less substratum. And then while writing, if you are not conscious of writing of a particular mantra, you will not be able to do that. While doing seva, one pointed attention. Like that we will find the whole day is channelized to make us aware of the consciousness through consciousness. Outwardly it may be an activity, but it is an inner activity where this consciousness, which is the base, Mahatmaji names it as undefiled consciousness. Papa names it as subtle and mysterious power. So all of us are now trying to have a glimpse of it. Every time, let this be there, a brief note will be distributed. Every change of the session will be made known to us through a bell, and some friend, or one devotee will definitely come and stand before us with a placard. That will make us to know what is the next session, all in silence only. So let us try to make use of it at the maximum extent. And this is the fittest homage at the holy feet of our Param Pujya Swāmiji, who was an embodiment of this stillness, silence and consciousness. With that bhavana today we will offer our flowers at the holy feet of our masters. Hari Om.
Yeah. Satchidānandaji.